For the last few months, we have been hearing a whole bunch of stuff about Dr. Umar Johnson's school. Allegedly, he had some issues with it, and the city of Wilmington was going to auction the school. And for whatever reason, we really didn't hear any feedback from it. I kind of figured that things died down about the situation. Dr. Umar Johnson has now readdressed it. It seems like he's really feeling himself. And what he has to say to the haters is very important.
We still in the war zone, brothers and sisters. Let the haters hate. We going to liberate. See, let me tell you what we're going to do at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. I saw celebrating. I saw laughing at us when they thought the school was going to be sold. I saw you. They was on YouTube celebrating our demise. They was on YouTube having a block party. Dr. Umar about to lose his schools. What kind of a will laugh at something like that when we have so few schools, independent schools to educate our children? Y'all was laughing, celebrating, clapping, praying on my demise. Well, guess what, you dusty, struggle streaming ass bums? Guess what? You're going to have to do a whole lot more than that if you want to take down King Kong consciousness. You better come a whole lot harder than that if you want to take down me. Iron Man Ifatunde. Iron Man Ifatunde. They was laughing, brothers and sisters. They was carrying on. Oh, he going to lose the school. Y'all going to lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. Bum ass. I saw one chick with a blind weave in her damn head talking down on my school. And you got lice and maggots in your damn head with that blind weave. Skin deep, dark, beautiful chocolate with a blind weave. Look like some kind of lightning bug or some shit.
Of course, Dr. Umar Johnson is addressing YouTubers, what he would consider struggle streamers, about what's going on with the school. But then for other people who have questions about the school, he has a message.
Here's what you need to understand. I do not respond to anybody with questions about FDMG if you are not a donor or if you have not done more for the race than I have. I'm going to say it again. If you are not a donor or if you have not done more for the African race than I have, I don't answer your questions. You Tubians can't ask me shit because you don't do anything but sit on the internet and talk shit. Struggle streamers can't ask me shit. You don't do nothing but sit on the internet and make money off my name. I'm feeding your damn family. I'm feeding your... How many struggle streamers I'm feeding? How many struggle streamers I'm giving them money for Christmas? So I don't answer no questions from anybody who don't donate, ain't done more than me. If you ain't building no institutions, you can't ask me shit. If you ain't building no institutions, you can't ask me shit.
So let me kind of start with the first part. The first part is, well, you guys who are basically upset about the school, how could you? You know, we don't even have black schools out here, and you're praying for my downfall. And so the issue with this is, of course, you're going to have haters in the black community. You're going to have haters in any community. There are going to be people that are praying for your downfall no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens. It's just how it is, right? You could be trying to do anything and then somebody will just not like you. But we're not going to sit back and act like that's everybody. One of the issues regarding Dr. Umar Johnson is the fact that you didn't fulfill your promise on what you said, all right? You said plenty of times the school will be open, the school will be functioning, the school was this, the school was that, and you didn't do it. However, now you want to blame the people who basically are talking about the situation. Now, again, let's look at what's going on with the Charlie Kirk thing, okay? This is the same thing happening with Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson, a white guy, kills Charlie Kirk, and then the people commentating or making comments about Charlie Kirk are being punished more than Tyler Robinson himself. The vitriol towards the killer of Charlie Kirk has been relatively small, all right? I rarely see white conservatives or Charlie Kirk's people coming after Tyler Robinson, threatening his family. Nope, because hey, that's a good white man. His son killed Charlie Kirk, but he's a Trump supporter. So basically his son got co-opted by the left. But more of the attention has been on people who are talking about the situation, when the reality is the people who are talking about the situation had nothing to do with the outcome, okay? It had nothing to do with the outcome. The same thing with Dr. Umar Johnson. He's addressing the haters and all of the people who are upset with him, but they had no input on the outcome. The reality is Dr. Umar Johnson is responsible for the outcome. But again, this is to show you that most black men in the pro-black community or in general don't understand leadership. A lot of black men want to be leaders in the pro-black community or just in any kind of situation. But accountability and leadership are two different things. But on the second part, he starts to qualify who can ask him about the money, right? He's saying, if you didn't donate money to me, then you can't ask me about what's going on. Okay, let's assume that that's a fair question. So for those people who didn't donate, great. We don't have the ability to ask you questions. However, what about the people that did donate? And this is the same situation that Jay Morrison talked about, or Boyce Watkins, when Jay Morrison was doing his little scam and Boyce Watkins was saying, well, listen, if you didn't spend any money in it, then you shouldn't have anything to say about it. Then the people who spent money on it couldn't get answers. And then they basically said, well, you wouldn't ask the white man if he had your money. So why are you asking the black man? Well, that's not what you did to get people to give the money. When you want to raise money, you start talking about how you're going to be transparent and what you're going to do and what this will do for the black community. That's when you ask for money. And now that you can't get those results, you start backtracking. Now, all of a sudden, I'll only talk to X, Y, and Z person. So now we're going to go ahead and move the goalpost and then blame it on someone else. This is something that happens all around the black world. And then what happens? People lose trust in the black community. That's what it is. You don't trust it. Nobody can trust anybody who talks like this. It just doesn't make any sense. You've had the school for 15 years and you never done anything with it. But here's the major part. You could have started small. You see, the thing about starting small is you at least prove that whatever you have, you can scale it. Every business starts small, okay? Now, just because you start small, it doesn't mean you're gonna end small. Like, look at what we have with Apple or with Amazon. Jeff Bezos, who started it, in his garage. The beautiful thing about Amazon starting in his garage is that ultimately you prove that something works. Once you prove that something works, people start believing in your vision, people start investing, and then people start trying to help you grow it to the next level. Now, if Dr. Umar Johnson would have started small with 20 students, 25 students, then what happens is, we realize that you're starting small, and okay, now we see what you're doing. Now the community can come in and give more. Now athletes can come in and give more. Now the government or whatever else can come in and give more. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to start at a level that you wasn't ready at. And now you've never been able to build any momentum. So now people are questioning your behavior and you're mad at the people who question your behavior. Why be a leader if nobody can ask you questions? Why be a leader if you can't be accountable for what's going on? Again, Dr. Umar Johnson is very critical of the black church. He's critical of black church institutions. And if there was a pastor that was behaving like this, want to know what Dr. Umar Johnson would do? He'd call it out, all right? He'd call that person out for taking advantage of the community. He'd call that person out for, misappropriating funds. He'll call that person out. But the reason why he can't call himself out is because Dr. Umar Johnson is above the rest of us in his mind, okay? He doesn't owe anybody an explanation simply because He's Dr. Umar Johnson, and he's anointed. So he's the Prince of Pan-Africanism. So he doesn't have to answer to anybody. You know, who cares about answering to you? You're a nobody to Dr. Umar Johnson. Who do you think you are? And you have people out there who believe that they're entitled to your money. They're entitled to it, and they can do whatever they want with your money, all right? Now, real leaders in the community, they work for the community. You see, Dr. Umar Johnson pretends to work for the community, but that money is really for him, okay? And if you challenge that, something's wrong with you. But people who are working for the community, they're spending their own money. Listen to what I'm saying. They're spending their own money, okay? Then they'll take your money, and then everything they're doing, they're letting you know in the community that, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is exactly what happened with King Randall. King Randall has a school for boys in Albany, Georgia. You know, was 19 when he started it. Dr. Umar even scammed him. But guess what? He shows people what he's doing so people trust it, all right? The struggle streamers, not at fault, bro, okay? They didn't do anything. You asked for the money. So you need to deliver on what you're saying that you're going to deliver on or face the consequences. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, SUD Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.